Hi, I'm Kelly Creighton, writer and tutor. Today I want to talk about Kindle versus paperback. For years and years, for all of my life, until about 9 months ago, I was only really interested in paperbacks. I just thought that they had more permanence, and that's what I was always used to. And since then, I think it really started around lockdown. I ordered myself a Kindle, and I think I have read one paperback since that, and everything else has been on Kindle. So I just wanted to talk about pros and cons, and to see what you think about what you read, how you read it, and if that has changed at all in the last few months. I know that some people have really got into audiobooks, which it didn't before. And I'm just thinking about, what is one better than the other. So for me, I found that the pros for the Kindle were that they were really space saving. People have talked to me about traveling or going into hospital and bringing their Kindle. And that's what I liked about it. All of your books were there. You could bookmark them, dip in and out of them as you see fit. And the highlights, I like that if you have a line in it that you really like and you want to think about afterwards, you can highlight it rather than taking pen to paper. I don't know if anyone does that, writes and highlights things in books. I don't do it. It really reminds me of school, and I worry about ruining the book if I want to pass it on as well. Sometimes for me, whenever I look at a paperback and it's really, really thick, I find it quite daunting. So what I like about Kindle, and I think is another pro, is how you don't really know where you are in the book. And of course you can see the percentage, but you can also tap down in that bottom left hand corner and get rid of that and then just get absorbed by the book and not keep thinking, I've so much more to go of this. I think it makes me feel less guilty too if I don't stick with the book and if it's on Kindle, which happens too. You can't love everything. And I definitely believe in not going on with the book or coming back to it at a later stage as well, which is easier to do, maybe as well on Kindle. It's more comfortable to read in bed, and you can adjust the light. You don't have to have the bedside light on and annoy the person beside you. Which I will say, my husband reads paperbacks and he always has his bedside light on, and I wish he would start reading on Kindle instead. So you have your books all in one place, which is great. It's like having your phone now, with all of your music and your movies, your photos and everything. So it's just really compact. So I like Kindle for that reason too. And also I find it a really good editing tool. So even if you don't have Kindle, but you have the app, I like to read something, send it to myself, email it, a Word document. If you send a PDF, the formatting can be really strange, but you can adjust the font size really easily if you send the Word document of what you're working on to your Kindle app, and if it just fits a page. And actually it's a really good editing technique. And also that's another plus for Kindle, is that you can change the font size, because I'm struggling now with font size, and even with some books that I got some books for Christmas in paperback, and the font size is a real killer even with my glasses on. So I love that comfort kind of part of the Kindle as well. The cons of a Kindle is, although I'm a real comfort now, and a year ago I wouldn't have really thought of any of these things, but it is maybe lacking that magic that a paperback has, holding it in your hand. And so that brings me on to the pros of paperbacks. So to have that smell, that they're tactile, and they do have that permanence, and it's what we're all used to. The cons would be the font size, and really that they take up so much space. But of course, paperbacks, like my bookcase, I can't sit in front of a Kindle and and do this, and you'd be thinking that's looks a bit weird. You know, paperbacks do have a beauty to them, and you know, we love cover design. We love the feel of the page, the you know, the sensory issues of, you know, flicking that page as well. You know, it is nothing, the Kindle doesn't really compare, but weighing them up, well, I think they both have great pluses to them. So let me know if there's one that you really prefer and one that you really don't like anymore. And I will be back next week with another video. Every Friday at 12 p.m. GMT, I release a new video, and with writing content like readings, reviews, interviews and tutorials. So like and subscribe if this is your kind of thing, and I will see you